Deep Sea Diving Journal, Day 1. I am deep in the Atlantic Ocean, searching for the legendary city known as Rapture. If anybody finds this video, let them know I died looking for the greatest city ever built by man. Burger Geek here, your friendly neighborhood geek. Now it's time to talk about BioShock 1, just as I promised. Now I would like to start off by quoting something Andrew Ryan himself said, the founder of Rapture, the city where BioShock takes place. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture, a city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well. Great words from a great man. Well, at least it was until he got a putter upside the head, but we'll get to that. Now, the game starts off, as most great games start off, with a plane crash. This is why you don't fly Air Canada. It happens every time, and they always lose your luggage, especially when it sinks to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. As you're swimming through the wreckage, though, you manage to find out of the lighthouse of the Atlantic Ocean, far from, well, any real island or city. So, it's your only salvation. It's either that or freeze to death in the water, or swim into the fire and have a quicker death. I actually did that once. They know you can't swim through the fire. Good note, don't swim towards the fire. Anyways, so the lighthouse looks like this. And, well, you get inside and you find a big bust of Andrew Ryan and a banner that says, "No insects or gods, only man." Really makes you think. Also makes you think the guy might be a megalomaniac, but once again, we'll get to that later. So, you go through the lighthouse and you find a little mini personal one-man sub. Well, maybe a few. There are benches in it, but it looks short distance and not very much. But as you go in, a little projection screen comes down and Andrew Ryan gives you pretty much a similar speech to what I gave you. Then you get to see it for the first time, the magnificent city of Rapture. When I first saw this, I nearly jumped out of my pants. I was ready to go. Oh, you get inside, the atmosphere is just so great. It's like a rundown city. Your sub docks at this place at a docking station for mini subs. And there's a man pounding on the viewport of your sub screaming, "Let me in!" And then you hear the clicking, clacking of hooks and the scream of these insane people. Then your sub is damaged, preventing you from ever going back to the surface. And the man is dead. You don't know what happened, you just kind of wander. You wander for a while until you find your first weapon, which is a wrench. Who knows? We all need wrenches. You never know when you might need a wrench. Not that you ever use it as a wrench. It's more of a weapon than a wrench. Come on, people. There's a million problems in this game that would have been solved with a simple wrench, which you had, but you couldn't use. Oh, I love this game, but it hurts me so. Okay, so the first real introduction to the enemies you really get is you see a little sister, bing, and a splicer, which are genetically manipulated humans to the point where they're grotesque and the face looks like Picasso had a field day with a surgery knife. And then you get to see the big, awe-inspiring Big Daddy. When I first saw that, it was awesome. Watching that guy get a drill right through the chest. When I first saw Big Daddy, it was like, blah! Yeah, I didn't know what to friggin' do about it. And they're really hard to kill. They got a drill arm, and some of them use a rivet gun. And for you, those of you who don't know what a rivet is, it's a hot metal bolt that you shoot into other steel beams. It's just ridiculous. I hope I didn't scare you there. I just had to get into the mood of the Big Daddy. Anyways, as the game goes on, you are approached by a man known as Atlas, who wants you to help, avenge the death of his family, which Andrew Ryan apparently killed. As we go on, you'll figure it out. But as you go through the story, you have to kill a few minor bosses to get the keys to lead up to where Andrew Ryan is hiding himself. And when you get there, you find out that Andrew Ryan knew you. He knew you were coming all along, and he's ready. He's sitting in his office playing golf, waiting for you to kill him. Not very proactive, and for a man who built a giant underwater city as magnificent as Rapture, you would figure he would have a contingency plan for someone trying to kill him. But whatever, he hands you his golf club, and he's like, "Would you kindly kill me?" Which you have to listen to, because apparently you are a clone or the illegitimate love child of Andrew Ryan, who has been brainwashed and mental conditioned so that you have to do whatever someone says when they say, "Would you kindly?" It's a really crappy twist, but hey, it's a twist and I never saw it coming. Anyway, so this segues into the next part of the game where you have to do more missions to hunt down and beat Andrew Ryan. Atlas, who has revealed himself to be Fontaine, who was, well, actually, I should probably go into a little bit of backstory for this. Fontaine was Andrew Ryan's main competitor for control of Rapture. This caused a giant civil war when the creation of plasmids were invented. Plasmids being instant genetic manipulation created from Adam, which is harvested from sea slugs that look like this. Yeah, kind of freaky, but it's some type of unstable super mutant stem cells that will give people powers such as shooting lightning from their hands, fire, telekinesis, and the like. This is the main point of the game. Fontaine used these Adam to get followers because they quickly found out that Adam is highly addictive both mentally and physically, causing degradation of both the physical and mental capabilities of the person using them. So the more you use, the stronger you get, but the more you need to stay sane. Hence why most of the people you run into in Rapture are splicers, genetically fucked up mutants who are just beyond insane in health. They try to kill you, some of them can shoot fire, most of them are just grotesque looking and are probably Adam starved, and try to hunt down little sisters. And, well, hey, I guess that's weird. But anyways, the little sisters are usually protected by the big daddies, which I showed before. And the good news being, well, you can actually lure splicers into the big daddies into fighting each other, which makes it so much easier to deal with the big daddies when they're already weakened. I also find laying traps for them is a really great way to deal with the big daddy too. There's two main types of big daddies. There's the bouncer, the one with the drill arm, very dangerous, and he favors this dash attack where he just impales you with his drill. And the Rosie, who likes to use the rivet gun. It's insane. Anyways, I gotta go. The splicers have found me. I will be back soon. Okay, I got away from the splicers, so I can continue the show. Alright, they are not happy with me for divulging all the secrets of Rapture. They come to the surface every once in a while to gather people. Alright, back to the show. Okay, where was I? Alright, you're chasing Fontaine down. You have to go through a few more puzzles and whatnot, and then you have to fight Fontaine in his final form, where he's been taking all of the Adam that the little sisters have been collecting and is injecting it into himself. So I got my trusty wrench here, so let's hope I can get through the rest of the review without too much problem. Alright, so you chase him down and he shows what Adam can really do. Like when you first run into him after he's been pumping himself all full of it, he's like picks up this giant metal girder and just chucks it at you, and then you gotta fight him and it turns into this giant like golem form where he goes through these 3 different forms, and like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really worried those splicers are gonna find me again. Like, man, they are vicious little guys. Anyways, yeah, so you fight him, and his first form is fire, so you can't really use your fire power on him and shit. But you get a unique weapon for this from a little sister, one of their harvesting needle guns that still give me nightmares. But Creepiness is what makes this game good. Oh, it won awards for atmosphere, music, and this. Anyways, back to Fontaine. I'll give you a basic rundown at the end of this. Alright. In the fire form, you stab him with the needle, and then he turns into an ice form, which is like the fire form, but with ice. But in this one, he can also send security robots at you, so you stab him again, and he turns into a lightning form, and you gotta stab him again, and when he turns back, and then when he's in his final form, he's coming towards you, and he's about to kill you, and all of a sudden all the little sisters jump on him, and they start injecting him, continuously sucking out all the atom, and without the atom, he can't maintain his superhuman body. So the game ends, and, well, depending on how you went through the game, because, well, it depends on the ending. It's one of the games to institute that whole good and evil ending. It all depends on if you killed or harvested little sisters. And, well, you can choose how to kill or harvest little sisters. But, then if you do the good version, you apparently take the little sisters that you save to the surface and adopt them as your own daughters. And otherwise, yeah. You stay and become Rapture's unofficial leader, fully injected with as much plasmids as you want. Because, well, you rule Rapture, the place where plasmids are everywhere. Alright. Well, alright, I think I've covered pretty much everything I can think of for this one. Well, this is Burger Geek signing off, and, well, I gotta go get some splicers out of my house. Mother.